Yes, I think there's different variation. Of course, each are going after a different audience, but where you want to focus is your return on ad spend overall. How's your how your ads are performing?
Okay, how do you allocate budget between L1, L2, and L3 campaigns? Do you have any recommended ratio, or is it just like it depends on factors like maturity and funnel performance?
For sure, it depends on performance and maturity, of course. But if I would say a general, I would say probably 80%, close to 80% should go to L1, because that's where you kind of just getting people, new people, aware of the business. So that's really where you want to focus. So that's kind of why we recommend even on L1 to go for the sale objective to get a good return. Make sure you have a good return and that you optimize that. You have good creative that actually performs. We recommend video views to get that setup of L2, L3, but test what creatives works best for you. So yeah, so that would be my recommendation, about 80%, and then 70-80%, and then the rest could be split between the L2 and L3. And depending on frequency, you can look into your frequency and all the different stats. But yeah, focus on getting new people out the door. That's how you're going to grow your new people in the door. That's how you're going to grow your business. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And for this next question, I'm gonna drop like the link to the video because this is actually referring to that like quick meta ads, quick guide to meta ads video, where I'm not sure if it was you or Nick who mentioned that the middle funnel often doesn't perform well on its own, but it's necessary for L3 to work properly. So, how long should you wait before like evaluating your L2 campaign? Evaluating that it is effectively feeding your L3 efforts.
Yeah, so I'd say about 2-3 weeks. Of course, you can see it. If you can see that stats are really bad, you can cut it faster. So maybe a week if stats are really bad. But if you pause it and you see that your L3, is affected, that means it was feeding it, and you just try to optimize each funnel to get the highest return on ad spend as possible. So I would say 2-3 weeks, depending on the volume, and yeah, make sure you're always you don't let ads that are not performing run. What matters is the total, and that you get a profitable return on ad spend. So focus on that.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, last one is what metrics are the most important to track for each level, like level 1, 2, 3? And should we be measuring success differently at each stage of the funnel?
Yes, I think there's different variation. Of course, each are going after a different audience, but where you want to focus is your return on ad spend overall. How's your how your ads are performing? So yeah, so I would say in terms of metrics, you want to, if you have a video views for your L1, you want to make sure you get decent cost per video views, but in your CPC, your CTR, all that stuff, but really focus on getting the best return on ad spend on each step of the funnel. Of course, L3 will be the one that should get the top, because you get people from each of those stages, and this should be warmed up. So that's really where you should see like a really high return on ad spend. So yeah, so I would say L1 could be a little bit lower, but make sure your return on ad spend is as high as possible. But look at your video views, your click-through rate, and all that stuff. And yeah, for L2, you can also monitor frequency and the engagement. Just make sure you're making a good impact with your L2 creative. And then for L3, then make sure it's converting and it's bringing a good return on ad spend. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I don't want you to have to go through the work to do this, but do you have an idiot's guide to like L0, L1, L2, L3?